Hey everybody, my name is Sherry Sutton and I am your marketing mentor. I just realized I forgot to put my glasses on. Like, why do I look so strange? I don't have my glasses on. Hi everybody, it's so exciting to be with you today. So what we're going to talk about today is content and how to make it super, super simple. So one of the things I hear all the time is, I hate writing content. It feels so overwhelming. I know I sit down to do a post or an email and I just go blank. So what we're going to talk about is how to take one idea that you get from your clients and make that into lots of small pieces of content. We call it snackable content. Because as you know from being online or reading emails or whatever it might be, it's real difficult to take a lot of time to do things, right? You have a few seconds to get your attention. You have even fewer seconds to actually read any kind of content. So you want to keep everything that you do what's called snackable. So it's in these little tiny bite-sized pieces. Instead of giving a whole big explanation of everything that you do, try to break it up into smaller pieces that are these little bits of advice that you can offer to your clients that are going to be easier for you to create and are going to be something that your clients are more likely to absorb because it's nice and short. So what we're going to do today is I'm actually going to go through some examples of how to do this. First, what I want you to do is spend a few minutes thinking about what your client challenges are. So what are your client challenges and how do you solve those? If this is something that you struggle with, you need some prompts to kind of think about it, I've got a great workbook. It's called Know Your Clients, Grow Your Business or Boost Your Business, something like that. And it's on my Marketing Mastery School. If you go to sherrysutton.com and click on the Marketing Mastery School, you'll see it on there. And it's a great workbook that you guys can use as a way to think through what your clients' challenges are and how you solve them, and then how to use that to write content. I had another thought. I can't think of what it is. Here it is. The other thing I want you to do is over the next week, think about all of the things that your clients tell you that they're struggling with, either clients or prospects. So they talk to you all day long about things that they struggle with, and that's exactly what you want to use to write your content. So start keeping notes of those. And we're going to go through an example of what that might look like for, let's say, a realtor today, because it's a great example of something that we can all identify with. What are the things you're hearing from your clients about what they struggle with, and how can you use those things to create really great, meaningful content for your clients? And we want to break those up into smaller bite-sized pieces. And we're going to go through an example again in a minute. So the best marketing takes your client from where they want to be to where they can be once they use your products. So make sure you know both where they are now, what they're struggling with, and where they want to be. All right, let's go through an example. We're going to use a realtor as an example because many of us have either bought homes or thought about buying homes or know a realtor. I have a lot of realtor clients, and so it's something that I know and talk about fairly often with my clients. So I have terrible penmanship, but we're going to try doing this whiteboard kind of sticky note thing today. Let me know if you like this. If so, I'll keep doing it for my lives, but thought I'd try something a little different today. So, all right. So let's say you're a realtor and you are in different types of content to put in your email marketing, on your social media. Let's say you're being asked to speak at a networking event. What are those pieces of content and how can you make them snackable? So let's think about two things that realtors think about or hear the most from their clients. So I came up with two different examples. So let's say, obviously realtors, they both buy and sell houses. So let's say it's somebody who is buying a house, all right? And two of the things that they struggle with the most, and again, if you're in this industry or in any industry, every industry, you're going to hear the common challenges. I hear them all the time. I hear the same things over and over again. How do I create content? I hate creating content. I hate social media, right? The themes are all the same. So you're going to know what these key challenges are really easily because you see them every single day. So The first one, let's say it's qualifying for a mortgage. So it's going to be, the first one's going to be qualifying for a mortgage. And let's say another thing that you hear quite often from people, they want to know the best neighborhoods. Maybe another thing you hear quite a bit is how much can I afford? Like, how much house can I afford? Okay, so these are three things that you can say, okay, this is what I hear all the time, right? As I'm talking to new clients, as I'm meeting with people, I hear these challenges all the time. Let me find a way to write about these things. Now, let's say qualifying for a mortgage. Qualifying for a mortgage is a long process, right? There's a lot involved. If you try to write just one social media post just on that, that's a lot of content, right? It's probably too much for you. So I would say, let's break this down into what I call snackable pieces, right? These little bite-sized pieces. So let's go through that example here. All right. So qualifying for a mortgage is your larger challenge. All right. So here's your qualifying for a mortgage. I can't spell when you guys are watching me, so please forgive me if there's any misspellings. All right. So qualifying for a mortgage. So what are some of the things that happen when you need to qualify for a mortgage that you could break into the kind of smaller little chunks? So qualifying for a mortgage, there could be things like concerns about bad credit. Maybe bad credit is one of the things you hear about a lot. You might also hear about, how much can they afford? And then we talk about that here in a little while. How much can I afford? All right, so we already just broke this qualifying for mortgage into two different places. One of the other things you might hear is choosing a bank, right? Or a broker or whatever. I don't remember. It's been a while since I did this. So, all right. So now you've taken this big idea of qualifying for a mortgage and you've thought through what are a couple of the ways that I could break that down into smaller pieces of content. Now what you can do is you can actually break this into even smaller pieces of content. So let's think about bad credit. So what we could think about here is just how do I get my score? Because I know a lot of people don't even know how to get their score, right? How do I get my score? You could also write one on how to increase my score. That one you could almost do like a whole week on it, right? Here are the different steps you could take. This is a great opportunity to maybe partner with someone who's, let's say, a financial advisor. You can invite them to come and present to your audience on, the different ways that you can raise your credit score. You could chunk that into bite-sized pieces. Maybe it's, how to pay off all your credit cards to increase your credit score, how to, look to see, clean up any fraud that might be on your credit score, those types of things. So this could be even broken down even more. So what score do you even need, right? Because I know there's a big range of different scores. And then you could say another one. You could say how my score impacts changes your interest rate, let's say. You probably can't read my handwriting at all because it's really, really bad. But you get the idea here, which is we took this big idea of how to qualify for a mortgage, something that you hear as a challenge all the time as a realtor. And then you say, okay, what is the one thing that people keep talking about? Well, it's bad credit. Okay, well, here's a couple pieces of advice. So now what you've done is you've taken this big idea and you've broken it into 4 different pieces of snackable content, right? Now you can say, okay, I'm going to write a different thing about each of these every day, whether that's on social media, email marketing, whether you're going to do a series of to various people, whatever that looks like. Now you've broken that down into 4 smaller little pieces of content that someone can absorb very easily. And it makes it much easier for you because writing one of these posts is so much easier than trying to, create something that's all about how to qualify for a mortgage, which is huge. And by kind of tracking these challenges as you hear them, you're going to, I promise you, as you're tracking them, as you're hearing them, you're gonna have a ton of topic ideas. It's one of the things I hear the most is I struggle with, just finding topic ideas. This is a great way to do it. You can either write it out like this, keep track of it, whether it's on the notes on your phone or whatever. So let's go through another one. How much can I afford? So there's like lots of different things that you could do here. You could do, they have these great calculators that talk about how much you can afford. So you could do a link to a calculator. Maybe it's a partner that you work with for mortgages, who knows? All right, so you could also do, what is a standard percentage of your income to spend on housing? Right? That's a very common question. That's a perfect little snackable piece of content, right? It should be no more than 30%, no less than 10%, or whatever it is. All right. Let's say we could do one on the hidden costs. So hidden costs of owning a home. And how to calculate those so that you can keep track of them when you're budgeting for your house. Let's say a percentage of down payment, right? How much do I need? Another one could be, should I take money out of, right? There's all sorts of different topics when it comes to how much can I afford. Again, a lot of these things because you're talking to your clients on a regular basis and you hear what some of their challenges are. So now you've taken this little piece and you've now got 5 different pieces of content that you can write about on all different days, right? Whether it's, again, on social media, email marketing, text. Let's say you're going to be doing a direct mail. There's lots of different small pieces of content because your goal in marketing is to get in front of the right customers at the right time. And sometimes you don't know when that time is. So you want to be in front of them on a regular basis so that when they're ready to buy, they remember who you are. It takes people often, at least they say 7 times. Now they're saying up to even 30 times of seeing your message to actually understand or to remember who you are and to think about purchasing from you. So you want to create these pieces of smaller, so snackable content so that you're regularly out there about ways that you are an authority in your marketplace so that when people are ready to buy, they know who you are because they see you regularly. They see you offering advice. They know that you are an expert in your field. And this is one way to do it. And we could keep going on and on. This is what I spend a lot of time doing with most of my clients is just saying, okay, who are your clients? What are their challenges? How do you solve that challenge? Now, let's take them on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. But as we're doing it, let's make sure we're doing it in these little tiny pieces of snackable content. So I hope that was helpful. If you don't have a marketing plan yet and you need one, and I promise you all need one, please give me a holler. I've got this incredible program called Marketing Made Simple. I'd love to have you join. What we do is you and I will sit down together, usually for 4 hours, sometimes 6 hours, and create your entire marketing plan, everything from who your clients are to what your key messages are, what products you're going to offer, all the way down to what exactly you're going to be doing on Monday to drive leads, Tuesday to drive leads. And we're not just talking about social media here. We're talking about all different ways to generate leads for your business. Social media is great, but it may not be right for your business because it's not right for every business. So doing a marketing plan with someone who has experience in all the different types of marketing is really, really important when building a marketing plan because you don't want to automatically assume that one is going to work for you and for your audience. So you want a plan that's very tailored to you and to what you do. So my Marketing Makes Simple program does just that. We sit down, we put together an entire marketing plan designed just for you. And then for the next 90 days, we meet one-on-one either every week or every other week. And we do ongoing coaching, how is it? And I'll, hey, if you don't know how to do reels, you don't know, you want me to help you decide how your emails should be designed or help you write emails, I will help you with all of those pieces as well. So as part of the program. My email is sherry@sherrysutton.com. You can also apply online on my website. It's sherrysutton.com. And then you click on Join Marketing Made Simple. I also offer a free 20-minute marketing audit. It's a great way to have, somebody who's done this for a real long time like me, look at what you're doing and say, hey, here's some things that you can tweak. Here's some ideas for you. I'd love to do that for you. It's you can book it on my website. Actually, again, it's sherrysutton.com, and you click on Let's Chat, and there's an option in there for a free 20-minute marketing audit. I hope this was helpful. Please send me feedback. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know what you thought of writing, if that was helpful for you, even though my handwriting stinks. And any other ideas you have for future content, future lives. I do this every single week, generally on Wednesdays. And then on Tuesdays, actually, I also do a Q&A. So you can send me any questions you might have, and I'll answer them in my Q&A. I hope that you have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.